Hi everyone, welcome to our channel. So this is part 7 video on Blazor WebAssembly CRUD sample where we use .NET 7 API as backend and MudBlazor UI library. So the main aim of this video to implement sorting. Okay, we have around 20 items. So we are going to implement the sorting. Okay, so I am going to implement sorting by ID and the franchise values. Okay, go to our API project and in the superhero controller, here we are getting the collection, right? So this must be modified. Now we should have query parameters for sorting. Okay, for that let me create a DTO. Okay, so data transfer objects. So let me create a new folder like DTOs and add a class like superhero filter DTO. Okay, superheroes filter DTO. Okay, so it contains properties like public string and I want it as an optional sort. So the sort property can have column name as a value. Okay, which column we want to sort. Okay, and another property like order by. Okay, order by ascending or descending, that value will be assigned to this variable. Okay, now let's input this object into the controller. Okay, superhero filter DTO, superhero filters, and add attribute like from query. Okay, query parameters. And now we have to change our service file also, right? So first go to iService file. Okay, and add a input payload like superhero filters. Okay, so let's copy this and go to our service file. Okay, where is our get all method? This one, right? Collection. So now I have to add the filtering on the superheroes query. Okay, so to do that, instead of calling directly async here, okay, what I will do, I will use like as queryable. As queryable means dynamically we can add n number of filters to the query before executing against the database. Okay, so here I am name it like superheroes. Okay, remove the await. Okay, now I will check like if string is null or empty of. Okay, superhero filters dot sort. Okay, and string is null or empty of superheroes order by. I'm checking both are not empty. At that time, I want to add a dynamic condition on my query, superheroes query. Okay, internally I will add other if condition like if superheroes filter dot sort dot to lower equal to id means filtering by id column. Okay, and then superheroes filter dot order by dot to lower equal to descending. Okay, if this is the case, then my query will be superheroes. Okay, order by descending and the property. Okay, with the ID, I am adding the order by query. Okay. Else, I'm going to copy this entire if. Okay, ID and ascending. In that case, I can use order by. Okay, I'm dynamically preparing the query. Same way, I can check for franchise as well. Okay, instead of ID, sort by searches for franchise. Okay, franchise. Okay, now here I have to change order by descending on franchise column. Here also we need to change. Okay, and finally we can call toList async on superheroes query. Okay, superheroes dot toList async. Okay, so here at the async, whenever this method is called, then only query execute against database. Till now, till from here to this if condition, it is iQueryable, means just we are preparing the query, not yet executed against the database. Okay, and it should be awaited. Okay, let's test it using Swagger first. Okay, here I forgot to input the data superheroes filter. Okay, now let's test it. Okay, now I got filters. So for now, without data, let's try to execute. See, without filters, I am getting all data as expected like old. Okay, now let's give ID and sort like descending. Execute. See, now ID values with a decreasing order. Sorting is working fine. Okay, now let's apply the sorting to our UI application. Okay, let's close these files. Go to our Blazor WebAssembly application. Okay, open all superheroes component. Okay, now first let's add a drop down here on top of the left hand side corner. Okay, so for that, in this mud container, let me add a new div. Okay, so div, and I can use this deflex and margin class here. And I don't want to content to be centered because in this div I am going to render sorting dropdown, search text box, and pagination in upcoming steps. Okay, so I want to divide this div into three parts. So in MudBlazor to divide, we have to use MudGrid. Okay, MudGrid. So MudGrid contains mud items. Okay, now I can specify the width of this uh, item like MD4. Okay, 4 sections. Totally one row is divided into 12 sections. So in that four units, I want to display my drop down. So here we have already using drop down, right? So let's copy it where we are using drop down. In the add component we are using, right? Is the select. Let's define the values. Okay, drop down values like ID by descending. Okay, so display it like ID by descending. Okay, so here I am going to specify like ID by ascending. Okay, so ID by ascending. Let's create two more options. Okay, for franchise. So franchise by descending, franchise by descending, franchise by ascending, franchise by ascending. So here I want to listen for the value change of the dropdown, because whenever dropdown changes, I need to invoke the API call, right? So here, instead of directly using the bind value, what I'm going to do means, let's remove this bind value. Okay, and I'm going to listen for a event like value changed. Okay, so value change. So let me create a method. Okay, like private async. Okay, task do sorting async. Okay, this is my method. So let's register this method here. Okay, and this method can receive the drop down selected value. So I can add a input parameter like string value. Okay, now let me create a property to store the sorted value. Okay, so private string sorting. Okay, now I will assign my value to sorting key. Okay, now let me create a one more method to get the sorting actual values. Okay, so private, I'm going to use tuple return type. Okay, so it will return string of sort and string of order by. Okay, this is tuple return type in C sharp. Okay, get sorted values. Okay, and I will check for the string is null or empty on my sorting key, because to this property we are assigning the sorting value, right? So if that is has value, okay, and finally if that is empty, then we simply return empty values. Okay, string dot empty comma string dot empty. Okay, now here I am going to do conditional checks like if sorting sorting key dot tool over is equal to our drop down values, we have to compare. So where is my method here, right? So if it is equal to this one, then I am going to return ID and descending value. Okay, so else if, so I'm going to copy this if here, I'm going to copy this else. Okay, now ID by ASC, then it will be ascending. So here like franchise. Okay, then here we will return franchise and descending. Okay, here franchise and ascending. So it will be ASC and franchise. So this method is to just get the sorted values. Okay, so now I can use this method here in this API call method. Okay. So now I have to make our URL dynamic, right? So in URL, okay, initial URL. Let's copy this here, okay, and where sorting params, okay, and our method get sorted values, okay. So from this here we will prepare again our dynamic URL, okay. So URL, a question mark, and we have to add queries, right? Sort. So please copy the property names from our superhero filter DTO, okay. Sort equal to sorting params dot sort, okay, dot empty ampersand, okay. It is non-nullable, no need to have a question mark here, okay. And here let's add another query parameter like order by, okay. So let's do order by, okay, and here sorting params dot order by. Here anyway we don't get any null value, no need to check this condition, okay. And we have to pass the URL, okay. Let's check the output. So once again go through our code what we have done. We added dropdown, and dropdown is registered with value changed event, and it is mapped to do sorting async method. So do sorting async method, we are assigning the sorting key, and in the API call we changed the URL to make dynamic, and now we have to invoke the API call from here because sorted values must be invoke API call, right? So here await get superheroes async, okay. Now let's check. So by default there won't be any sorting. Open network call, okay. So refresh the page, and here see query parameters are empty, but I am getting all the data, okay. So now here is my drop down we added for sorting, okay. So let me change the label of the drop down, okay. Here label to sorting, okay. So check again, okay. Now label is changed. Now let me do sorting by descending ID value, okay. See, now I am getting highest to lowest ID value sorting, okay. So if I click on ID by ascending, see again normal, okay. Let's do sorting by franchise by descending, okay. See franchise Marvel and DC only we have to write, so M is first coming, okay. Sorry, sorting by Marvel is not, franchise is not working. Let's check franchise and descending, franchise, okay. So am I using correct spelling only? So in the service Okay, franchise. Okay, here I haven't added correct condition. Okay, so build the API project. Now let's reload our page and do sorting by franchise by descending. Now see, all marvels are coming first and DC are coming last. Okay, so if I do franchise by async, now DC franchise coming on top and Marvel franchise is coming at the bottom. So from this we have successfully implemented the sorting for cards layout. Okay, in general we will do sorting generally for table, right? So in this way we can do sorting for this card kind of layout also. Okay, next we are going to implement search. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this video delivered some useful content to you all. If you like the video, please do support by subscribing to channel and please don't forget to like and share the video. Soon we are going to meet with new content. Until then, signing off.